Lightning from a mountain top with the swoop of an eagle strong. Bill down the incline dropped, he was coming right along. He hit the takeoff right on cue, he soared into outer space. Off into the yonder blue with a smile on his face. To beat the band and records too, when a mishap he met. To Wisconsin, William flew, and they haven't found him yet. Boy lost flying in the sky, floating like a butterfly. But of course he's gone astray, he'll come back another day. Thank you. So imagine a fella leaving Ishpeming ski jump and ending up in Wisconsin. That's what a high school boy daydreamed about in 19. I asked him, I said, why did you guys all ski jump? Because our brothers ski jump. You do what your brothers do. You know, our mothers didn't have minivans in those days, you know, to drop us off at basketball practice and hockey. You know, you did what your brothers did. Now, the reason they became champions, that was a whole other story. You see, the best of these teenagers competed in tournaments from January through March all across the upper Midwest. Eau Claire, Fond du Lac, Red Wing, Minnesota, Duluth. They would hold these tournaments every Saturday. Every Saturday. And so if you were the best of the best, you would jump in the car Friday night, drive off into the night, ski jump all day Saturday, and drive home Sunday. Now, where did they get the money for this? Well, they were sponsored by their local ski club. And so they were given a little stipend, you know, $1 a night for the hotel and 50 cents for their food and so forth. And these fellows would drive off unchaperoned with teenagers, 5, 6 teenagers would drive off to Fond du Lac. Ralph Beadle had told me that he was 10 years old, and he drove with like 4 or 5 other guys from Ishpeming to Chicago to jump at Soldier Field. They used to bring in snow, artificial snow, or crushed ice, I should say, and they'd build a jump into the side of the stadium, and they'd sell, 30,000 tickets for a dime, right? And Ralph was 10 years old. He jumped on this, 50-meter hill with these teenagers. And he said, we went down there with one suit of clothes, these thick sweaters, this is 1934, boots that came up to their knees. They were still wearing that 1920s look. Ishpeming Ski Club, these Charles Lindbergh aviator helmets, okay? He said, we were walking down Michigan Avenue, and his buddy Bruno Sari says, oh, you could put a lot of hair in that building, He said, people were looking at us like we were from Mars, Who are these strange-looking kids, with these big boots on? He said they went into the Sherman Hotel for breakfast. He and Bruno each had a nickel. So 10-year-old Ralph gave 11-year-old Bruno his nickel. He hopped up, ordered a plate of donuts for a nickel, 2 donuts, and a cup of coffee for a nickel. He drank the coffee, ate 1 donut, then he ordered his free refill on the coffee, right? Then 10-year-old Ralph hopped up on that stool, ate that second donut, and drank that cup of coffee. That's how a nickel bought you breakfast in the Great Depression. And the stories these guys told. Now, they were amateurs, but they won prizes. So they would go down to Eau Claire and Fond du Lac, and the winner always had a choice. They had a table, a pair of skis, a pair of boots, a gift certificate, a waffle iron, a clock, a knife, a gun, a shotgun. One fellow told me they won a shotgun. One of the fellows brought home a shotgun. Driving home from Fond du Lac, they were shooting crows from the car, right, as they were driving home, And Ralph told me, he said they got behind a slow-moving truck, and the guy said, give me that gun. He started taking pot shots at the truck. I said, what happened, Ralph? Oh, he pulled over all right. He let us pass. Blows a miner knows it's time to go underground. The son waves to his father from atop a snow-covered mound. The ride is slow, down below the man's thoughts begin begin to stray. Up on top, his boy takes off and makes a leap of the day. An ore car rumbles and the hematite tumbles in the mine shaft down below. Up far above on a ski hill, the wind starts blowing the snow. The red dust from the iron ore coats the miners' face and hands. All this cold wind makes the cheeks red of his son who safely lands. The lamp upon the miner's helmet lights and guides the way, while his son sets a lantern on the jump at the end of the day. Life is hard for the miner who will someday be heaven-bound, and the boys who fly through air will someday work underground. Set me free from this iron mine, he cries. Let my soul ride the sky through my child's heart and eyes. Set me free from this hole where the nighttime has no end. On the skis that let me fly, and help me to heaven ascend. To Red Wing we drove in Dad's old Model A, for a tournament where you had the jump of the day. The crowd cheered loud as you flew on through the air. Out jumping your brother, it doesn't seem fair. Those medals you won sure look nice on your chest. But remember that once I was also the best. If you ask me, I'd say that I'm proud and not sore. But tonight, young brother, you will sleep on the floor. I say no, no, never. No, never, no more. Will I teach you, my brother? No, never, no